I own you, pig. Those four words echo through Providence Municipal Court. They hang in the air like poison. Everyone freezes. The bailiff's hand moves toward his belt. The court reporter stops typing. A woman in the back row covers her mouth. Judge Frank Caprio sits behind the bench. His face is calm, but his eyes have changed. They've gone from warm to ice cold in 1 second. The man who said those words stands in front of him. His name is Derek Vandermeer. He's 47 years old. He wears a police chief uniform from the town of Riverside, just 20 miles away. His badge gleams under the courtroom lights. 3 gold stars sit on each shoulder. His chest is covered in ribbons and medals. His shoes are polished so bright you can see your reflection, but none of that matters now. Because Derek Vandermeer just made the biggest mistake of his life. If you believe that no one is above the law, not even those who enforce it, you'll want to see what happens next. Hit that subscribe button, because this case shocked the entire nation. Let's go back to how we got here. The bailiff calls the case. Case number to 0 to 5 TR9 for 5 to 1. The state versus Chief Derek Vandermeer. It's a Tuesday morning. The courtroom is packed, more packed than usual. Word is spread that something big is happening today. People line the wooden benches. They stand against the back wall. Local news reporters sit in the front row with notebooks ready. Judge Caprio looks at his papers. He reads the case details. Then he looks up. Good morning. Will the defendant please step forward? Before Derek Vandermeer enters, someone else walks to the front. Her name is Rosa Delgado. She's 52 years old. She wears a simple blue dress. Her hands shake as she holds a folder. Her eyes are red. You can tell she's been crying. Rosa works at Riverside Community Hospital. She's been a janitor there for 28 years. Every night, she cleans 15 hospital rooms. She mops the floors. She empties the trash. She makes sure everything is spotless for the patients. She works from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Then she goes home to her small apartment where she takes care of her mother who has diabetes. Rosa makes $14 an hour. After taxes, she brings home about $380 a week. Her rent is $900 a month. Her mother's medicine costs $100 a month. The electric bill, the water bill, the groceries, it all adds up. She has exactly $47 in her savings account. 2 months ago, Rosa got a parking ticket. She parked in a loading zone outside the hospital. It was 2 a.m. The parking lot was full. She was running late for work. She thought it would be okay for just one night. The ticket was $75. Then she got another one. Same spot, same reason. Another $75. She couldn't pay them. She needed that money for her mother's medicine. So the tickets grew. Late fees added on. Now she owes $380, the exact amount of 1 week's pay. Her license got suspended. But she still needed to get to work. The bus doesn't run at night in Riverside. So she kept driving, carefully, slowly, hoping she wouldn't get caught. 2 weeks ago, she got caught. Chief Derek Vandermeer himself pulled her over. It was 9:45 p.m. Rosa was driving to work. She saw the lights behind her. Her heart sank. Vandermeer walked up to her window. He shined his flashlight in her face. Rosa squinted. She rolled down her window. License and registration, he said. His voice was cold. Officer, I can explain. Rosa started. Chief, he corrected her. I'm the chief of police. License. Now. Rosa's hands trembled as she reached for her purse. She handed him her suspended license. She knew what was coming. Vandermeer looked at it. Then he looked at her. You're driving on a suspended license. You know that's illegal. Yes, sir. I'm sorry. I work at the hospital. I clean there. The bus doesn't run this late. I have no other way to get there. I need this job. My mother. I don't care about your mother, Vandermeer said. You broke the law. Step out of the car. Rosa started crying. Please, I'm begging you. I'll lose my job if I'm late. Can you please just give me a warning? I promise I'll figure something out. I'll find a ride. I'll step out of the car. Now. Vandermeer arrested her. He handcuffed her. He called a tow truck for her car. The tow and impound fees cost for $100. Rosa spent 4 hours in the police station. She missed work. She got written up. Now she's here in court, facing more fines she can't pay, facing the loss of her only way to get to work, facing the complete destruction of the small life she's built. Judge Caprio looks at her with kind eyes. Ms. Delgado, I've read your file. I see you've had some difficulties. Tell me what happened. Rosa tries to speak. Her voice cracks. Your Honor, I made a mistake. I know driving with a suspended license is wrong, but I didn't know what else to do. I can't lose my job. My mother needs me. I'm all she has. The judge nods. I understand. These situations are difficult. I see you work at the hospital. You've been there almost 30 years. That's remarkable dedication. Thank you, Your Honor. The court recognizes that sometimes good people end up in bad situations. I'm going to. The courtroom doors burst open. Derek Vandermeer walks in. He doesn't walk quietly. He doesn't try to be respectful. His boots are loud on the tile floor. Thud, thud, thud. Each step echoes. People turn to look. Their faces show confusion. Why is he here? This is Rose's case. Not his. Vandermeer marches straight to the front. He doesn't wait to be called. He stands right next to Rosa. His shoulder almost touches hers. She takes a step away. Judge Caprio looks surprised. Chief Vandermeer, I wasn't expecting you. This isn't your case. I'm making it my case, Vandermeer says. His voice is loud, too loud. I'm the arresting officer. I have a right to be here. That's not how this works. Unless you're here to testify, which hasn't been requested, you need to wait outside. I'm not going anywhere. The judge's eyebrows go up. Excuse me. You heard me. I'm staying. A long silence fills the room. People shift in their seats. This isn't normal. Everyone knows it. Judge Caprio keeps his voice calm, professional. Chief Vandermeer, I respect your position in law enforcement, but in this courtroom, I make the rules. If you're not here in an official capacity, you need to leave. Vandermeer crosses his arms. Make me. Gasps ripple through the crowd. Someone whispers, did he just say that to a judge? The bailiff moves forward. He's a big man named Officer Torres. His hand rests on his radio. Chief, let's step outside for a minute. Vandermeer doesn't look at him. He stares at Judge Caprio. I know your game, Judge. You're going to let her off easy. Give her some sob story pass. I've seen you do it 100 times. You're soft. That's why the city has problems. Judge Caprio's face stays neutral, but you can see his jaw tighten. I suggest you watch your tone, or what? You'll hold me in contempt? Go ahead. Try it. Do you know who I am? I know exactly who you are. Then you know I have connections. The mayor, the city council, the state representatives. I've been chief of police for 12 years. I've arrested over 500 people. I've cleaned up Riverside. And I'm not going to stand here and watch you let criminals walk free. Rosa is crying now. Tears stream down her face. She looks at the floor. She wants to disappear. Judge Caprio stands up. The whole courtroom goes quiet. When the judge stands, it means something serious. Chief Vandermeer, you are out of line. This court will not tolerate intimidation. Not of defendants. Not of judges. Not of anyone. I'm ordering you to leave this courtroom immediately. If you refuse, I will hold you in contempt. Vandermeer laughs. It's a cold laugh. Mean. Contempt. You think I'm scared of contempt? Judge, let me explain something to you. He takes a step closer to the bench. I've been in law enforcement for 25 years. I've worked with real judges, federal judges, state Supreme Court judges, people who understand how the system actually works. You're a municipal court judge. You handle parking tickets, traffic violations, small-time stuff. You're basically a referee for minor league problems. The insults keep coming. Vandermeer is on a roll now. His voice gets louder, more aggressive. This woman, he points at Rosa, broke the law. Multiple times. She got a ticket, didn't pay it. Got another ticket, didn't pay it. Let her license get suspended. Then drove anyway. That's not poverty. That's not hardship. That's disrespect for authority. That's criminal behavior. And you want to give her a pass because she has a sad story. Everyone has a sad story. Judge Caprio sits back down. He picks up a pen. He starts writing. People watch him carefully. What is he writing? Are you even listening to me? Vandermeer demands. I'm listening to every word. Please continue. I want to make sure I have an accurate record. A record of what? Of everything you're saying. Keep going. Vandermeer pauses. For the first time, he looks uncertain, but he's too angry to stop. Fine. You want me to keep going? I will. This court is a joke. You're a joke. You sit up there acting like you're some kind of hero. The compassionate judge. The people's judge. I've seen the videos. You go viral every few months. Some crying defendant. You wave their fine. Everyone cheers. The internet loves you. But you know what? You're making the city weaker. He turns to face the gallery. He's performing now. Playing to the crowd. Real justice isn't about feelings. It's about rules. Break the rules, face the consequences. That's it. That's how society works. But judges like this, he points at Judge Caprio, they undermine the entire system. They make law enforcement harder. When people know they can come here and cry and get off easy, Why would they follow the law in the first place? Several people in the courtroom start shaking their heads. A man in the third row stands up. Sit down and shut up. He yells at Vandermeer. The bailiff moves toward the man. Sir, please remain calm. Judge Caprio raises his hand. It's all right, Officer Torres. Everyone remain calm. Chief Vandermeer is allowed to speak, even if what he's saying is completely inappropriate. Inappropriate. Vandermeer spins back around. You want to talk about inappropriate? Let's talk about how you run this court. No real standards. No consistency. Just whatever feels good in the moment. That's not justice. That's chaos. Are you finished? Judge Caprio asks. His voice is quiet. Danger is quiet. No. I'm not finished. Because we haven't even talked about the real issue here. And what issue is that? Vandermeer leans forward. His hands grip the table in front of him. The issue is that you don't respect people like me. Police officers, chiefs, the people who actually keep you safe. We're out there every day, dealing with criminals, risking our lives. And you sit in here in your comfortable chair, in your climate-controlled courtroom, and you second-guess every decision we make. That's my job, Judge Caprio says calmly. To review cases. To ensure justice. Your job is to back us up. Your job is to trust that when we make an arrest, we have good reason. This woman was breaking the law. I caught her. I arrested her. End of story. Your job is to rubber stamp it and move on. I don't rubber stamp anything, clearly. Because you're more worried about looking good than doing what's right. The tension in the room is thick. You could cut it with a knife. Everyone is on the edge of their seats. This is unprecedented. No one talks to Judge Caprio like this. No one talks to any judge like this. Rosa is shaking. She whispers to herself, please stop. Please just stop. She doesn't want to be the cause of this conflict. She just wants to go home. Judge Caprio looks at Vandermeer for a long moment. Chief, I'm going to ask you one more time. Please leave this courtroom. Your presence is disrupting these proceedings. Ms. Delgado deserves to have her case heard without this distraction. I'm not a distraction. I'm a reality check. You're in contempt of court. Prove it. I don't need to prove it. I'm declaring it. Your behavior here today is contemptuous. You've interrupted proceedings. You've insulted this court. You've attempted to intimidate a defendant. These are all violations of court order. Vandermeer smiles. It's not a happy smile. It's a challenge. So, what are you going to do about it? Fine me. I make $140,000 a year. I can pay any fine you throw at me. Jail time. You won't do that. You don't have the guts. I have a question for you. Chief Vandermeer. What? Do you know what it's like to struggle? Have you ever gone to bed wondering if you could pay your bills? Have you ever had to choose between medicine and food? What does that have to do with anything? Answer the question. Vandermeer shrugs. No. I haven't. I've worked hard my whole life. I've earned everything I have. Ms. Delgado has worked hard too. 28 years at the same hospital. Every night. Cleaning up after sick people. Scrubbing floors. Dealing with things most of us don't want to think about. She makes $14 an hour. You make $140,000 a year. That's 10 times more. Do you work 10 times harder than she does? That's not how the economy works. I know how the economy works. I'm asking about fairness. About understanding. About compassion. Compassion. Vandermeer practically spits the word. Compassion is for churches and charities, not for courtrooms. Justice is blind, remember. It doesn't care about your feelings or your bank account. You're right. Justice is blind, but it's not heartless. There's a difference. Not in my book. Judge Caprio leans forward. Tell me something, Chief. Why are you really here? What do you gain from seeing this woman punished? Does it make you feel powerful? Does it prove something to you? It proves that actions have consequences. That's all. Or maybe it proves that you enjoy having power over people who can't fight back. Vandermeer's face turns red. How dare you? I've dedicated my life to protecting people. Then why are you attacking this woman? She's not a criminal. She's not a threat. She's a tired hospital janitor who made some bad choices because she ran out of good options. Bad choices are still choices. You've never made a bad choice. Not like this. Really, never. In 25 years of law enforcement, you've never bent a rule. Never looked the other way. Never given someone a break. Vandermeer doesn't answer. His jaw clenches. I've looked into your record, Chief. Want to know what I found? I don't care what you found. Judge Caprio picks up another paper. In 2019, your son was arrested for drunk driving. He crashed his car into a mailbox. His blood alcohol was .14, well over the legal limit. But the charges were dropped. The arresting officer said there was a problem with the breathalyzer. Interesting, isn't it? The courtroom erupts in whispers. People lean over to their neighbors. Did you know about that? His son. This is getting good. Vandermeer's face goes from red to purple. You have no right to bring up my family. I have every right when you're standing in my courtroom claiming that no one deserves a break, that everyone must face the full consequences of their actions. Except, apparently, your son. That was completely different. How? The breathalyzer really was faulty. According to the report filed by an officer who works under you, who you hired, who you could fire if you wanted to. Are you accusing me of corruption? I'm pointing out hypocrisy. Vandermeer slams his fist on the table. The bang echoes through the room. Several people jump. Rosa flinches so hard she almost falls. You do not get to judge me. Vandermeer yells. You do not get to sit there and act superior. I've done more good in this community than you could ever imagine. I've saved lives. I've caught real criminals. I've made streets safer. What have you done? You dismiss tickets. You feel sorry for people. That's not heroic. That's not service. That's just being soft. Judge Caprio's voice stays calm. Eerily calm. I'm going to give you one more chance to leave on your own. After that, you'll be escorted out in handcuffs. Your choice. I'm not going anywhere. You can't make me. Officer Torres, the bailiff, steps forward. He's ready to act, but there's hesitation in his eyes. Vandermeer is a police chief. Torres is a court officer. Technically, they're on the same side. This is awkward. Uncomfortable. Vandermeer sees the hesitation. He exploits it. Torres, don't do something you'll regret. Think about your career. Think about who you'll need when there's a real emergency. Will it be this judge? Or will it be your fellow officers? Torres looks at Judge Caprio. The judge nods. Do your job, officer. Torres takes another step toward Vandermeer. Chief, please, don't make this worse. Vandermeer turns to face him. They're the same height, eye to eye. You really want to do this, Torres? You want to put hands on a police chief? In front of all these people? In front of cameras? That's when everyone notices. Someone in the front row has their phone out. They're recording. Of course they are. This is the most dramatic thing that's happened in this courtroom in years. Judge Caprio sees the phone too. He doesn't tell them to put it away. Maybe he knows this needs to be documented. Maybe he wants the world to see. I'm giving you a lawful order, Torres says to Vandermeer. His voice shakes slightly. Please leave the courtroom, and I'm refusing. Now what? You going to tase me? Pepper spray me? Tackle me to the ground? Go ahead. Show everyone what happens when the system protects itself. When judges and bailiffs gang up on real law enforcement, Judge Caprio stands again. Chief Vandermeer, you are under arrest for contempt of court. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, one will be provided for you. Do you understand these rights? Vandermeer laughs. It's a wild laugh now. Not controlled anymore. You're reading me my rights. Me. I've read those rights to hundreds of people. Criminals, thieves, druggies. And now you're reading them to me. This is insane. Do you understand your rights? I understand that you've lost your mind. Officer Torres, take him into custody. Torres reaches for his handcuffs. His hands are shaking. This goes against every instinct. But he has his orders. He moves behind Vandermeer. Vandermeer spins around. Don't touch me. Sir, please put your hands behind your back. I said don't touch me. Vandermeer shoves Torres. Not hard, but enough. Enough that it counts as assault. Everyone gasps. The man in the third row stands up again. He just assaulted an officer. More people take out their phones. Now there are 5, 6, 7 phones recording. Every angle is covered. Torres recovers quickly. He grabs Vandermeer's arm. Vandermeer tries to pull away. They struggle. It's brief but intense. Torres is younger, stronger. He manages to get one handcuff on Vandermeer's right wrist. Get off me. I'm a police chief. You can't do this. Vandermeer is screaming now. The professional image is completely gone. He's just a man losing control. Torres gets the other handcuff on. Click. The sound is final, definitive. Vandermeer is handcuffed. A police chief handcuffed in a courtroom. The irony is not lost on anyone. You're making a huge mistake. Vandermeer yells at Judge Caprio. Do you know who I am? Do you know what I can do? I have friends. Important friends. One phone call, and your career is over. One phone call. Judge Caprio looks at him. Really looks at him. And then he says something that makes time stop. Make your phone call, Chief. I'll wait. Vandermeer's eyes widen. He wasn't expecting that. What? You said one phone call. So make it. Officer Torres, give the chief his phone. Let him call whoever he wants. Let's see what happens. Torres looks uncertain, but he reaches into Vandermeer's pocket. He pulls out an iPhone. He holds it up to Vandermeer's face. Face ID unlocks it. Torres hands it to Vandermeer, whose hands are cuffed behind his back. I can't hold it like this. Vandermeer says. Officer, uncuff one hand. Keep hold of the other. Torres does as instructed. Vandermeer's right hand is free. The left is still cuffed, with Torres holding the chain. Vandermeer stares at his phone. His moment of power is here. This is what he wanted. To prove he has connections. To show that he's important. He scrolls through his contacts. His thumb hovers over names. The mayor, a state senator, the county sheriff, a federal prosecutor he knows. Everyone watches, waiting. The courtroom is silent except for quiet breathing and the hum of the lights above. Vandermeer looks at the judge. The judge looks back, calm, patient, almost challenging. Well, Judge Caprio says, I'm waiting. Show everyone how powerful you are. Make your call. Vandermeer's hand starts shaking. He looks at his phone, then at the judge, then at the phones recording him, then at Rosa, who's crying quietly in the corner. Then at the people in the gallery. Some look angry, some look shocked, some look satisfied, like they're enjoying watching him squirm. He realizes something in that moment, something terrible. If he makes that call, everyone will know. The video will spread. Police chief calls politicians to get out of arrest. The headlines write themselves. He'll look exactly like what Judge Caprio is accusing him of being: corrupt, entitled, above the law. But if he doesn't make the call, he looks weak. He looks like he was bluffing, like his threats meant nothing. He's trapped, completely trapped, and he did it to himself. 30 seconds pass. 45. A full minute. I'm still waiting. Judge Caprio says. Vandermeer single quotes as thumb moves to the phone icon. It hovers there. People lean forward. Is he actually going to do it? Then his hand drops. The phone falls to his side. I didn't think so. The judge says quietly. I own you, pig. The words come out in a whisper, but in the silent courtroom, everyone hears them. Every single person. Vandermeer says it again. Louder. I own you, pig. You and this whole pathetic court. The shock is physical. A woman actually screams. A man yells. He did not just say that. The court reporter's fingers freeze over her keyboard. Judge Caprio's face changes. The patience is gone. The calmness evaporates. What replaces it is something much more serious, much more powerful. He stands up slowly. He puts both hands on the bench in front of him. He leans forward. Officer Torres, he says. His voice is ice. Take Chief Vandermeer into custody immediately. He's being charged with contempt of court, disruption of court proceedings, assault of an officer, and threatening a judge. Add back the second handcuff. Take him to holding. Torres snaps the cuff back on Vandermeer's free wrist. The click sounds like a gunshot. You can't do this. Vandermeer shouts, but his voice cracks. The confidence is gone. He knows he crossed a line he can never uncross. I just did. Remove him from my courtroom. Torres starts walking Vandermeer toward the side door. It leads to the holding cells. Vandermeer tries to resist. He plants his feet. He pulls back. Another court officer appears. Officer Jackson. She's been standing by the wall. Now she helps Torres. Together, they move Vandermeer toward the door. This isn't over. Vandermeer yells back at the judge. You'll regret this. I promise you. I'll make sure of it. Keep talking, Judge Caprio says. Every word makes it worse for you. They get Vandermeer to the door. He takes one last look at the courtroom, at all the phones pointed at him, at all the faces watching his downfall, at Rosa, who he arrested, who he tormented, who is now watching him get exactly what he deserves. The door closes behind him. The courtroom erupts. People are talking all at once. Did that really just happen? I can't believe it. That was insane. Did you get it on video? Send it to me. Judge Caprio raises his hand. Order. Everyone, please, we still have business to conduct. The talking quiets down, but the energy is still electric. Buzzing. Alive. Judge Caprio looks at Rosa. She's standing there, forgotten in all the chaos. She looks terrified, like she thinks she's in trouble somehow. Double quotes Ms. Delgado. The judge says gently, I apologize. You came here for a hearing, and instead you witnessed that. I'm very sorry. It's okay. Your Honor. Her voice is barely audible. No, it's not okay. Now, let's discuss your case. I've reviewed everything. I see the parking tickets. I see the suspended license. I see the circumstances of your arrest. I want to hear from you. In your own words, why did you keep driving after your license was suspended? Rosa wipes her eyes. She takes a shaky breath. I had no choice. I know that's not an excuse, but it's the truth. I need my job. My mother needs me. I looked into Uber. Too expensive. I asked neighbors for rides. They work during the day. I work at night. The bus stops running at 9 p.m. I start work at 10 p.m. I tried to ride my bike once. It's 7 miles. In the dark. I got chased by dogs. I was too scared to do it again. Why didn't you pay the first tickets? I was going to. I really was. But then, my mother's medicine went up. The price doubled in 1 month. Something about insurance. I had to choose. Pay the tickets or buy her medicine. I chose her medicine. I thought I'd catch up next month. But then the late fees came. And it just kept growing. I fell behind. I couldn't catch up. Judge Caprio nods. He's heard stories like this before. Too many times. Good people drowning in fees they can't pay. Trapped in a system that punishes poverty. Ms. Delgado, I want you to know something. This court understands that life is hard. That sometimes good people make mistakes. That the system isn't always fair. You shouldn't have to choose between your mother's health and following the law. That's not a real choice. Rosa starts crying again. But these are different tears. Relief tears. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm dismissing all your tickets. All of them. The parking tickets. The late fees. The suspended license charge. Everything. Gasps fill the room again. But these are happy gasps. Surprise gasps. Your record will be cleared. Your license will be reinstated immediately. And the impound fees for your car. The city will waive them. You'll get your car back today. For free. Rosa can't believe what she's hearing. Your Honor. I can't. You don't have to say anything. Just promise me you'll keep taking care of your mother. Keep doing your job. Keep being the good person you are. I promise. Thank you. Thank you so much. You're welcome. You're free to go. Rosa practically runs from the courtroom. She's crying and laughing at the same time. Several people in the gallery start clapping. The applause grows. Soon everyone is clapping. Even the court reporter smiles. Judge Caprio lets them clap for a moment. Then he raises his hand again. Silence returns now, he says. His voice is different now. Harder. Let's discuss Chief Derek Vandermeer. Everyone leans forward. What happened here today is extremely serious. A law enforcement officer came into this courtroom and attempted to intimidate a defendant. He insulted the court repeatedly. He refused lawful orders. He assaulted a court officer. And he threatened a judge. These are not minor infractions. These are crimes. He picks up a folder. It's thick, full of papers. I've spent the last few minutes during that disruption doing some research. I've contacted the state police. I've contacted the Attorney General's office. I've made some calls that Chief Vandermeer won't like. The door opens. Officer Torres comes back. Behind him is another man in a suit. He has a badge clipped to his belt. FBI everyone. This is Special Agent Marcus Chen from the Federal Bureau of Investigation. He's here because I requested him. Agent Chen, thank you for coming so quickly. Agent Chen nods. Your Honor, we've been watching Chief Vandermeer for 6 months. We have an open investigation into corruption in the Riverside Police Department. What happened here today is very interesting to us. The courtroom explodes again. FBI investigation. Corruption. This is bigger than anyone thought. Judge Caprio continues. Chief Vandermeer will face multiple charges. Contempt of court, assault, threatening a government official, and based on Agent Chen's investigation, possibly much more. He'll have a trial. A real trial. With a jury of his peers. But that's not all. The judge pulls out more papers. I've also reviewed the case of his son. The drunk driving arrest from 2019. Agent Chen, your team will be looking into that as well. Correct? Correct, Your Honor. We'll review whether there was obstruction of justice. Whether charges should be refiled. Good. Because no one is above the law. Not police chiefs. Not their families. No one. 2 hours later, Derek Vandermeer sits in a holding cell. He's no longer in handcuffs, but he's locked in. The cell is small. A metal bench, a toilet, concrete walls. The same type of cell he's put hundreds of people in over his career. He sits with his head in his hands. His phone is gone. His belt is gone. His shoelaces are gone. Standard procedure. He knows that. He's done it to others countless times. Now it's happening to him. He thinks about his wife, his kids, his reputation, his career. Everything he built over 25 years. All destroyed in 25 minutes. He thinks about what he said. I own you, pig. Those words will follow him forever. They're on video. Multiple videos. From multiple angles. By now, they're probably on the internet. Going viral. Everyone will see. His phone will be ringing. His wife trying to call. His kids. His officers. The mayor. The reporters. Everyone will want to know what happened. What he was thinking. He doesn't know what he was thinking. He lost control. He let his anger take over. He thought he was untouchable. He was wrong. A week passes. Derek Vandermeer has a bail hearing. His lawyer is there. His wife is there. His uniform is gone. He wears a gray jumpsuit. Prisoner orange would be too on the nose, so the county uses gray. He stands before a different judge. Judge Morrison. She's tougher than Judge Caprio. Less patient. She's seen the videos. Everyone has seen the videos. Mr. Vandermeer, she says. Not chief. Mr. I've reviewed your charges. Contempt of court. Assault on a peace officer. Threatening a judge. The prosecution has also filed additional charges. Obstruction of justice. Abuse of power. Witness intimidation. His lawyer stands. Your Honor, my client has been a public servant for 25 years. He has no criminal record. He's deeply sorry for what happened. He was under stress. He reacted poorly. But he's not a flight risk. We request bail. Judge Morrison looks at Vandermeer. Do you want to say anything? Vandermeer stands. He looks different, older, smaller somehow. The arrogance is gone. Your Honor, I apologize. I was completely out of line. I disrespected Judge Caprio. I disrespected his courtroom. I disrespected the law I've sworn to uphold. I have no excuse. I only ask for a chance to make this right. Make it right how? However the court decides. I'll accept whatever punishment I'm given. I'll cooperate fully with all investigations. I just want to go home to my family while we sort this out. Judge Morrison takes her time. She reads through papers. Everyone waits. Bail is set at $100,000. Cash or bond. You're to surrender your passport. You're not to leave the state. You're not to contact Judge Caprio, Officer Torres, Officer Jackson, or Rosa Delgado. You're not to contact any witnesses. You're to resign from your position as police chief immediately. If you violate any of these conditions, bail will be revoked. Do you understand? Yes, Your Honor. Vandermeer makes bail. His wife uses their savings. He goes home. But home feels different. The neighbors stare. Cars drive by slowly. People point. Everyone knows. His phone rings constantly. Reporters. Friends who aren't really friends. People who want to hear his side of the story. He doesn't answer. What would he say? The trial happens 3 months later. It's held in federal court because of the FBI's involvement. The charges have grown. Obstruction of justice, conspiracy, tampering with evidence, abuse of power under color of law. The evidence is overwhelming. 12 witnesses testify. Rosa Delgado is one. She tells her story. The jury listens carefully. They look at Vandermeer. He looks at the table. Other witnesses come forward. People he arrested. People he threatened. A pattern emerges. He's been abusing his power for years. Rosa wasn't the first. She was just the one who happened in front of a judge who wouldn't allow it. Agent Chen presents evidence. Text messages between Vandermeer and other officers. Make this go away. We take care of our own. No charges. Just let it slide. His son's case is reopened. New evidence shows Vandermeer personally ordered the breathalyzer results to be changed. He told the arresting officer to lie. He threatened him with termination if he didn't comply. The officer, a young man named Davis, testifies. I didn't want to do it, but I was new. I needed the job. I have student loans. Chief Vandermeer told me if I didn't change the report, I'd never work in law enforcement again. So I did it. I've regretted it ever since. The jury deliberates for 8 hours. They come back. On the charge of contempt of court, how do you find? Guilty. On the charge of assault, how do you find? Guilty. On the charge of threatening a government official, how do you find? Guilty. It continues. Guilty. 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 11 charges. 11 guilty verdicts. Sentencing happens 2 weeks later. Vandermeer stands before the judge. This time it's a federal judge. Judge Patricia Williams. She's been on the bench for 30 years. She's sentenced everyone from tax evaders to mob bosses. Derek Vandermeer. She begins. You were a police chief, a position of immense trust and responsibility. People trusted you to protect them, to serve them, to uphold the law equally and fairly. Instead, you abused that trust in the worst possible way. She looks at her papers. I've read letters from the community. Some support you. Your family. Your friends. Some of your officers. They talk about the good you've done, the cases you've solved, the crimes you've prevented. I've considered those letters. I've also read letters from your victims. People you've threatened. People you've harassed. People whose lives you've made harder because they couldn't fight back. Because they weren't rich. Because they weren't connected. Those letters tell a different story. The law must apply equally. Rich or poor. Powerful or weak. Black or white. Young or old. It doesn't matter. Justice is supposed to be blind. But you made it see. You made it favor certain people. People who looked like you. People who knew you. People who could help your career. She pauses. The courtroom is silent. The federal sentencing guidelines suggest 18 to 24 months in prison for these crimes. But I'm not bound by the guidelines. I can go higher. And I'm going to. Vandermeer closes his eyes. You're sentenced to 5 years in federal prison. No parole. You'll serve every day. After that, you'll have 3 years of supervised release. During that time, you're prohibited from working in law enforcement in any capacity. You're prohibited from carrying a weapon. You're prohibited from contacting any of your victims. Additionally, you're fined $50,000. This money will be distributed to the people you've harmed, starting with Rosa Delgado, who will receive $10,000 for the trauma you caused her. You'll also perform 2,000 hours of community service after your release. Not choosing where. Not choosing what. You'll be assigned to work in homeless shelters, food banks, places where you'll see the people you look down on, where you'll serve the people you thought were beneath you. And one more thing. You'll write a letter of apology to every single person you arrested during your time as chief. Every single one. Handwritten, not typed, not lawyer drafted. Your own words. Taking responsibility. You'll have 1 year after your release to complete this. If you don't, you'll go back to prison for violating probation. She looks at him directly. Do you have anything to say? Vandermeer stands. His voice is quiet. I'm sorry. I'm deeply, profoundly sorry. I betrayed my oath. I betrayed my community. I betrayed myself. I have no one to blame but myself. I accept the sentence. I deserve this sentence. Yes, you do. Bailiff, take him into custody. Officers approach. Vandermeer puts his hands behind his back. Handcuffs go on. He's led away. His wife is crying in the gallery. His children are there. They look devastated. This is hard for them. But actions have consequences. Even for families. 5 years. In federal prison. That's a long time. 1 year into his sentence, something happens. Vandermeer is transferred to a minimum security facility. He's not dangerous, just arrogant. Or he was arrogant. Prison changes people. Sometimes for better. Sometimes for worse. For Vandermeer, it's better. He works in the prison kitchen. 6 days a week. 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. He chops vegetables. He cleans dishes. He mops floors. Just like Rosa did at the hospital. He talks to other inmates. Listens to their stories. Many were arrested by cops like him. Cops who didn't care. Cops who saw them as less than human. He realizes something. He was those cops. He was that person. A priest visits. Father Miguel. He's been doing prison ministry for 20 years. He sits with Vandermeer once a week. Tell me about your life. Father Miguel says during their first meeting, Vandermeer talks. He talks about growing up comfortable. Not rich, but comfortable. His dad was a dentist. His mom was a teacher. He never wanted for anything. He went to college. Got his degree in criminal justice. Joined the police force. I always felt like I was better, he admits. Like I'd worked hard and earned my place. But looking back, I had so many advantages. My parents paid for college. I didn't have debt. I had connections. My uncle was a captain. He helped me get hired. I had a safety net. If I failed, I'd be okay. So many people don't have that. What changed your mind? Father Miguel asks, being here. Seeing how the other half lives. Hearing their stories. This one guy, Marcus, he's in for drug possession. He told me he started using after his mom died. He was 13. His dad was gone. He lived with his grandma. She did her best, but he fell in with a bad crowd. Got addicted. Got arrested. Got sent away. He's been in and out of prison since he was 18. He's 32 now. Half his life in prison. Vandermeer's eyes fill with tears. I arrested people like Marcus. I never asked their stories. I just saw criminals. I never saw humans. You see them now, Father Miguel says gently. That's growth. It's too late. I've ruined lives. It's never too late to change. To be better. God forgives. But you have to forgive yourself too. Vandermeer starts reading books about poverty, about systemic injustice, about policing. He reads the new Jim Crow, Just Mercy, Evicted. His eyes open to realities he ignored his whole career. He writes letters. Not the court-ordered apology letters. Those will come later. Personal letters. To his family. To his friends. To officers he worked with. He explains what he's learning. What he's feeling. Some write back. Some don't. His wife visits every month. She's struggling. Money is tight. She works 2 jobs now. Receptionist and waitress. Their savings are gone. The house might be foreclosed. Life is hard. I'm so sorry, he tells her through the glass phone. I know, she says. I'm angry. I'm hurt, but I still love you. I don't know why, but I do. You shouldn't. Probably not. But love doesn't always make sense. 3 years pass. Vandermeer is released early for good behavior. He's lost weight. His hair is gray. He looks like a different person. He is a different person. He goes to Judge Caprio's court. He doesn't have a case. He just wants to talk. He waits outside until court is done. Then he approaches Judge Caprio. He says quietly, "May I have a moment?" The judge looks at him. Recognition flashes. "Mr. Vandermeer, I know I'm not supposed to contact you, but I have something to say. Then I'll leave. I won't bother you again." Judge Caprio considers, then nods. "Go ahead. I'm sorry. Truly, deeply sorry. What I said to you that day was unforgivable. How I acted was shameful. You were right about everything. I was arrogant. I was cruel. I thought I was better than other people. I was wrong. Thank you for holding me accountable. Thank you for not letting me get away with it. You changed my life. You saved my life, actually. I would have continued down that path, hurting people, abusing power. You stopped me, so thank you." Judge Caprio is quiet for a long moment. "What are you doing now?" "I'm working at a nonprofit. We help people with criminal records find jobs, re-enter society. I use my experience to teach people about what to expect, how to navigate the system. That's good work. It's the least I can do." "Have you contacted Rosa Delgado?" "Yes, I wrote her a letter. I delivered it in person. I apologized. I gave her the $10,000 from the court, plus another $5,000 from my own money. It's not enough. It'll never be enough. But it's something." "What did she say?" "She said she forgives me. I don't know if I believe her. I don't know if I'd forgive me. But she said it, and I'll carry that with me." Judge Caprio extends his hand. "I wish you the best, Mr. Vandermeer. Keep doing the work." They shake hands. A police chief and a judge, once enemies, now just 2 men who understand that justice, real justice, is complicated. Vandermeer finishes his community service, all 2,000 hours. He works at homeless shelters. He serves meals. He talks to people, listens to their stories, sees their humanity. He writes the apology letters. All of them. It takes him 18 months. His hand cramps. His heart breaks with each one. But he does it. Some people write back. Some tell him to go to hell. Both responses are valid. He accepts them all, 5 years after his arrest. Derek Vandermeer speaks at a police training seminar. He's invited by the state police. They want him to talk about abuse of power. He stands in front of 40 new recruits, young men and women about to become police officers. He tells them his story. All of it. The good parts, the terrible parts, how he fell, how he's trying to climb back. You're about to have power, he tells them. Real power. Power over people's lives. You can ruin someone with an arrest. You can traumatize someone with your words. You can change the course of their entire life in one moment. Remember that they're human. The person you pull over, the person you arrest, the person you talk to on the worst day of their life. They're human. They have families. They have struggles. They have stories. Don't be like I was. Don't think you're better. Don't think the badge makes you special. It doesn't. It makes you responsible. Big difference. And if you ever feel yourself getting arrogant, if you ever start to think you're above the law, remember my story. Remember what happened to me. Let it be a warning. The recruits listen. Some take notes. Some just stare. They'll remember this. Years from now, when they're facing a decision, maybe they'll think of the police chief who lost everything. Maybe it'll help them choose better. 10 years after the incident, Judge Frank Caprio retires. He's 85 years old. He's served the court for decades. He's helped thousands of people. He's shown that justice can be compassionate without being weak. At his retirement party, someone mentions the Vandermeer case. That was something, wasn't it? Judge Caprio nods. It was. But it wasn't about me. It was about the system. About holding people accountable. about showing that no one, absolutely no one, is above the law. You regret how you handled it. No. I'd do it again exactly the same way. Maybe that makes me stubborn, but I believe in equal justice. I believe in dignity for all people. And I believe that sometimes you have to stand up to bullies, even when they have badges. What happened to Rosa Delgado? Judge Caprio smiles. She's doing well. She still works at the hospital. Her mother passed away a few years ago. Peacefully. Rosa was with her. She's gotten remarried. Has grandchildren now. She sends me a card every Christmas. Always the same message. Thank you for seeing me. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Seeing people. Really seeing them. Not their clothes. Not their bank accounts. Not their job titles. Just seeing them as human beings who deserve respect and dignity. The courtroom where it all happened still stands. Case to 0-5 TR 9 for 5-1 is still in the records. Sometimes law students visit. They want to see where it happened. The spot where a police chief fell and a janitor got justice. The videos still exist online. Millions of views. Comments from all over the world. People arguing. People agreeing. People sharing their own stories of injustice, of power abused, of standing up to bullies. In Providence, Rhode Island, they named a scholarship after Judge Caprio. It goes to students from low-income families who want to study law. The first recipient was Rosa Delgado's grandson. He wants to be a lawyer, a defense attorney, to help people like his grandmother. Derek Vandermeer still does his work. He's not famous anymore, not infamous, just a man trying to make up for his mistakes. He's remarried. His first marriage didn't survive, but he found someone new. Someone who knows his past and loves him anyway. They volunteer together. At shelters, at food banks, wherever they're needed. He thinks about that day often. The worst day of his life. The best day of his life. The day he lost everything. The day he found himself. He thinks about those 4 words he said. I own you, pig. They haunt him. They'll always haunt him. But they also remind him of who he was. Who he never wants to be again. Because here's the truth. The truth that Derek Vandermeer learned the hard way. You don't own anyone. You can't control everyone. Power is temporary. Respect must be earned. And justice, real justice, is for everyone. Rich or poor. Black or white. Police chief or hospital janitor. It doesn't matter. In Judge Frank Caprio's courtroom, in Providence Municipal Court, in America's justice system at its best, everyone is equal. Everyone deserves dignity. Everyone deserves to be heard. Everyone deserves a chance. And if you forget that, if you think your badge or your money or your connections put you above the law, there's a video you should watch. A video of a police chief who thought he was untouchable. A video of the moment he learned he was wrong. A video that went viral. That made history. That changed lives. A video that reminds us all justice isn't about power. It's about doing what's right, even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. Money can buy many things. Nice clothes, expensive cars, big houses. But it cannot buy back time. It cannot undo harm. It cannot purchase respect. And in Judge Frank Caprio's courtroom, it definitely cannot buy justice.